Hi, I'm Jesse at Strobepro.com, and this is your complete guide to the Godox LDP18 bicolor LED light. This is a compact LED that's perfectly at home on camera or off camera. Let's get into it right now. Godox has had a ton of LED lights in the past, but why might you want to consider this one? Well, there's a number of features I just wanted to quickly point out. The first is going to be just how thin this light is. As you can see here, it's really probably less than an inch thick. So this will work on a mirrorless camera like this, or if you still have a DSLR, perfectly at home on that. It's not very heavy. I have no issues, even on this small Fujifilm camera here, with the weight of this light. And that is with a battery on this. But one of the other features on this is that it can run on battery, or it comes with an AC adapter as well. So if you're not going to use the battery, just plug it into the wall. Perfect for tabletop photography or just any general use. The other unique thing about this light is, hopefully you can see it there on camera, is just the diffused light pattern. So gone are the individual LED diodes that you would typically see on an LED panel like this. And Godox has really smoothed out that diffusion. So it's great for running vlogs, or if you're just walking around an event and you don't want those really harsh dots blinding your subject. This is a really nice way to do that. You have up to 22 watts of power here. So I've got a lower power setting so I don't blow it out, but you can see there, it gets quite bright as well. This is also the bicolor version of this light, which means we have full Kelvin control on the back. I'm just going to turn up the power here and aim it down towards the desk so we don't flare out the camera. But that just means that I can go from 2800 degrees Kelvin, which is a really yellow light there, and I can dial that all the way up to 6500 degrees, which is a cool light. So we can mix ambient with this light really easily, just dial in the Kelvin control just on the back there. This light is also passively cooled, which means there's no fan in there to interfere with your video production. And we have special effects as a bonus. So I can turn that on, cycle through my different special effects, and there are 11 to choose from. And those can be useful if you're doing some unique video projects. I have a brand new light in the box here. Let's open this up and take a look at all the accessories that are included. We have a few things inside the box here. So when I open this up, we have our manual, which you won't need after this video. Then we have our main light. And again, I just love how thin and small this light is. It's fantastic for that. And then over in the side here, there's two pieces inside this box. One is going to be the little adapter that screws into the bottom so you can mount this on a hot shoe. And then we just have our AC adapter. So if you choose not to purchase the optional battery pack, then you can just plug it into the wall right out of the box with this. Let's mount the LDP18 to our camera here. And to do that, we need two different things. First is going to be the accessory mount that's included in the box. And it has a 1/4 inch thread right here, and there's a 1/4 inch on the bottom. So all we're going to do is just start threading that in there once it grabs. Now, if you spin that all the way in, what you might notice is that the tilt screw is not in the right position. We want this to be over to the side like that, but now this is loose. That's okay. All we're going to do is just back that off till this knob is in position. Then we're using this wheel at the top to tighten it down. And that's just sucking that up to the bottom of the light, so it's going to lock into place. Once that's secure, then we can take this and mount it directly into our hot shoe, and this will fit in any hot shoe, so basically any camera. And then just tighten that wheel down, make sure you do that, or if you bump it, it's going to come out. From there, it's really easy to control the tilt. So there's this little screw on the side here. I just loosen that, and if I want to position the light down, or maybe I want to bounce it off a ceiling or something, it's really easy to do. And then we can just lock it back into place. Now to make this work, we do need the optional battery, and these are sold separately at Strobepro. This uses the Sony style NP750. At Strobepro, we sell the 750. We also sell a 950, which is just a larger capacity. You could even use a 550 if you have one kicking around from an old video camera. It's just a smaller capacity than this, so we really like this. It'll give you about 2 hours of runtime. To install that, it's really easy. There's just 2 pins in the back here. Line those up, and then you're just going to slide it in. It's going to lock in place, and we can power it on. To remove it, there's a little button right here on the back, so we just push that button and then slide it back the opposite way. It's kind of difficult to do with one hand here. So you push the button, slide it, and it pops right out. So really easy to do that. Now let's take a look at how we would use this light off camera. I've placed a small micro stand base here on the table. Obviously your stand would be a regular stand, a taller one. The nice thing about this light is you don't need a heavy duty stand. Even our 7-foot air stands will handle this no problem, or 7 foot to go is a great option to stay nice and portable. So previously we installed the base that's included in the kit, and I just wanted to mention if you are putting this on a stand, there are no extra adapters that you need because this does have a female threaded 1/4 inch in the bottom there. So we could take our spigot, which is also 1/4 inch, and just spin that right in there. And then once that's tight, you would just drop that into your stand and mount it. Now there is a better option if you're going to be using this a lot off camera, I think, and that requires just taking this off again. So I would take this whole base off of there. We're still going to need our spigot, so I'll just take that off too. And what we would do with this is take our ball head, and this is purchased separately at Strobepro. It's not very expensive, but it gives you a lot of functionality with this or any accessory that takes a 1/4 inch. And just like we did before with the other mount, we're just going to screw that into the base. Once it gets fairly tight, then you can just use this knob to put the final tension on it. And with this, we can just drop it onto our spigot, tighten it down. And the beauty of this, guy, is when we loosen this, we can tilt in any direction. So the other one was just up, down. You couldn't tilt it sideways. Here we've got a cutout, so we can go 90 degrees that way. We can spin this around. We want to go up or back. It just gives you a lot of versatility to move this light around, and I think it's worth the money just to have one of these, whether you're using it for this light or any other accessory that you might have. Let's take a look at the menu functions of this LED. Our power switch is over here on the left, so just flip that on, and now we have power. One of the nice things about this light is it's very easy to control. There's just a few simple buttons, and I'm going to go through all of those right now. So on the screen, we have our Kelvin, our color temperature there, listed at 3600 K right now. And then we have our power level, which is 23%, and then just our battery level. So in its very basic function, you can just take this dimming knob right here, and you can rotate that, and it'll go all the way down to 1%. So that's very unusual for a light like this. Most of these type of lights would only go down to 10%, and that might be too much light for whatever you're using. And then we can dial that all the way up. If you spin it faster, it jumps in 10th stops all the way up to 100%. So we'll just turn that down here so we don't overexpose the camera. But if you're just trying to shoot really quick, you can just turn it on, adjust the power, and you are good to go. But because this is bicolor, we do have the ability to adjust that color temperature. So we can use this other knob over here on the left, and we can dial that all the way down to 2800 degrees Kelvin. And that's a really yellow type light. So maybe you can see on my hand a little bit there. That's very warm. And then we can go all the way up to 6500 degrees Kelvin. And that's going to be a very cool bluish type light. We probably want to keep this around daylight here, which is usually between 52 and 5400 degrees Kelvin. Now, I also wanted to mention here that this light's a little bit unique. On most other brand lights, if you were to turn down to 2800 degrees Kelvin, the difference between that color temperature at full power and 6500 degrees at the top end full power would be like 50%. So you would lose like 50% because most of these would have half the bulbs at 3200 and half at the Cooler 6500. This only loses 5% no matter what power level you're doing. So a light like this is always going to be most powerful at daylight, which is 5200 degrees here. But if we dial it down, we're not losing that power, which is a huge benefit and usually only found in higher end LEDs. So that's just something to be aware of, that you're getting a good quality light here for not a lot of money. So once we dial that in, those are the two main functions here, but we do have a third, which is this FX button. So if we push that, we are going to go into special effects, and we have a number of special effects. I won't go through every single one, but there are 11 here. So you can simulate things like a thunderstorm that we have there. If I use the dial and just turn it, we can go to clouds. I mean, we have a broken light bulb, we have TV on here, there's a candle. So it'll simulate even bicolor special effects in this. And it might not be easy to see them with the power down. But we also have a hidden function here. So you see that little 1 beside that special effect there. You can see it on all of them. They'll all be listed at 1. If I hold that special effect button down, you're going to see that pops to 2 right there. Now that's controlling the speed. So now it's going twice as fast. And we can actually pop that up to another level, which if we hold that down, it's going to go on speed level 3. So that's, again, just cycling through this effect. It's producing it much faster now. So if you wanted a more intense lightning storm or fireworks or whatever special effect you're doing here, you can control the speed on them that way. So to bring it back down, I just hold it again, and that's going to go down to level 1 again. And if I push it just without holding it down, now we're back into our CCT, or color temperature mode. Another great thing about this light is the TLCI, which just is rendering skin tones. It's very high at 97 plus, so it represents a very accurate lighting color temperature as well. So you can rest assured for even sensitive projects that you have a high rating. That's all we need to know. We have our power, our color temperature control, and our special effects. So there you have it. That's everything you need to know about the Godox LDP18 bicolor LED. You can pick yours up at Strobepro.com, where we offer a free 2-year in-house warranty on all the lights we sell. You'll also find stands, accessories, and even this optional battery kit to purchase with your light. So until next time, I'm Jesse, and enjoy creating.